Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware, and I am back with another episode of In Other News. Now, in this episode of In Other News, I am going to be discussing a case that came to me out of the Los Angeles, California area, and it is concerning actors and comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries. Okay, this article was written by the NPR.org, and without further ado, let's just jump right into the article. So it says Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears are accused of child abuse in a lawsuit. A civil lawsuit filed Tuesday in Los Angeles Superior Court by a 22-year-old woman on behalf of herself and her younger brother accuses renowned actor, comedian, and author Tiffany Haddish and fellow comedian Aries Spears of abusing the plaintiffs they're accused of S-word abuse when they were both minors. Filed using the pseudonyms Jane Doe and John Doe, the brother, born in 2007, is still a minor, so he would be about 15 today. The lawsuit alleges Haddish and Spears groomed the young plaintiffs and coerced them into filming S-word explicit child pornography skits. The plaintiffs alleged they were introduced to Haddish and Spears through their mother. The lawsuit describes Haddish as a longtime family friend. Okay, and one of the other articles that I read as I researched this case said that the children were to lovingly call Tiffany Haddish Aunt Tiff. Okay, so let's keep going. So the lawsuit contends Haddish and Spears took advantage and stole the youth of a 7-year-old child and a 14-year-old child. The lawsuit highlights two separate incidents of alleged S-word abuse of minors, alleging that both took place in Los Angeles. Jane Doe accuses the entertainers of pressuring her to mimic fellatio for a video back in 2013. The lawsuit also contends John Doe was coerced to appear in a sexually suggestive video in his underwear, and that the 2014 film featured both Haddish and Spears. Okay, and I'm gonna stop right here. So I did not recover the 2013 skit with the 14-year-old child, but I was able to recover the the 14-year-old child was in the 2013 skit. I was not able to recover that one, but I was able to find the 2014 skit with the 7-year-old child. Out of respect for my channel, myself, and those alleged victims. I will not be playing the skit on Black Women Aware, but I will tell you guys like what I seen in the skit, how it made me feel as a normal thinking adult and as a mother, and we'll just go from there. So this skit with the younger child, the John Doe, it is basically a skit, and the skit is called Through a Pedo's Eyes, okay? And it involves Tiffany Haddish, both Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. And in the opening parts of the skit, you have Tiffany Haddish, and her character is like a negligent parent, and basically all throughout the skit, she is coming up with like different reasons to leave her child with her uncle, okay? And one of the reasons, like you can tell that this character that Tiffany Haddish is playing is negligent, because even in one of the parts of the skit, you have them, like Tiffany Haddish, her character is saying to Aries Spears' character, hey, I gotta go to the post office, and Aries Spears' character is like at 10 o'clock at night, and Tiffany Haddish, her character is like, yeah, it's a 24-hour post office, and I'm gonna be sitting at the bar, and hopefully if they have, and she says something like, I don't know, like stamps or whatever, then I'll take care of the post office business too. But you can tell that obviously her character is really going like out to a club or something, right? But anywho, so the skit goes on, and in the first section of the skit, you have Aries playing this pedo uncle, and the child is sitting on the floor playing with toys, and Aries like grabs a newspaper, and the newspaper has peepholes in it, and he peers through the newspaper, and as he peers through the newspaper, suggestively at this child, R. Kelly's Bump and Grind comes on. And so that's where I kind of started to cringe a little bit, because like this is not and even if it had been an adult actor playing a child, I still would have been uncomfortable with it, because even if it had been an adult actor playing a child, I still would understand very clearly what they're suggesting. You see what I'm saying? So anywho, he's peering through the newspaper at this little boy, and R. Kelly's Bump and Grind comes on, okay? And then it goes on, and there's another day in this skit that passes, and again Tiffany's character leaves the child with her uncle, the pedo uncle, and again he peers through this newspaper at this child. R. Kelly's Bump and Grind is playing in the background, but this time the child is in his undergarments, and Aries not only is peering at the child, but there's a scene where he takes water and he's like pouring it on this little 6-7-year-old child, and it's very, very cringeworthy. And you're thinking the whole time, what made them think that this was funny? And I even was thinking, because like, even though and y'all, just real quick, I haven't approved of Aries Spears for years now. Since I seen his stand-up comedy titled Blueprint, I haven't approved of Aries Spears. This just didn't start with the Lizzo skit with me not approving of Aries Spears, but it's been going on for years, because I seen the things that he said in his stand-up about black women, and it was very, very disrespectful, demeaning, and I'm basically very tired of black male comedians making their whole stand-ups about degrading and demeaning black women, right? But anyways, I didn't understand like why somebody who has been in comedy as long as Aries Spears, I don't know how long Tiffany has been in comedy, but I know Aries Spears has been around since the 90s. I don't know how it didn't click to him that, yeah, bruh, that's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't know how things work in the acting world and stuff like that, but I'm thinking to myself, and forgive me y'all for comparing it because y'all know I am a baker, but even before I put out new products as a baker, I run it through a series of tests. I run it through a presentation test. Like I want to see if the cake is even, if it looks appetizing. And not only that, but then I run samples. I give out free samples. So then I want people, complete strangers, to taste the cake, look at the presentation of the cake, and give me back honest reviews. These people cannot know me personally. They cannot be friends or family with me. They have to be complete strangers, and they have to give me an honest opinion of that product. If they're all in approval, then I put the product out and I make my sales. So basically what I'm saying, thinking in the mind of as an entrepreneur / baker, I'm like, if you didn't see that this was cringy, wasn't funny, was very uncomfortable, was it anybody around you that could have seen that this was cringy, it wasn't funny, and it was very uncomfortable? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is not right. Like, and it's weird, it's real ironic that they had R. Kelly's Bump and Grind plan, because he is convicted of sexually abusing underage girls and stuff. One, and I get that that was the point of their skit, but to use that, knowing that that man has had questionable incidents surrounding him the whole time in that skit, is very, very uncomfortable. And then not only that, but even R. Kelly, even him, and I know he's he can't read that good. Like, it's always been talk of how he really cannot read that good and things like that. But his brother in one of those docuseries even said that R. Kelly, when R. Kelly used to make his music, he used to sample the music out to people around him, and he used to test not only the music but the people to see if they were lying to him about how good the song sounded and things like that. So I'm like, that's weird how they use R. Kelly's song. But even R. Kelly, as sick as he is, he would sample his music around him to see who would tell him the truth. And his brother, and anybody can, vouch for me if you've seen it, but his brother said that he played an instrumental for him and that the beat was off, and R. Kelly was like, yeah, I know you're the only one around me that I can really trust, because everybody else lied to me about this beat, and you're the only one who heard where the beat was off and was honest with me. So I'm wondering, I'm like, did Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish not have nobody around them? I know it's a lot of yes men in Hollywood, but I'm like, is it not one person around that, stood up and said, hey, this ain't cool. This ain't cool, especially in this day and age. Because definitely it would not fly in, in the 2000s. But I really don't think it would have flown in the 90s as well. Like, yeah, the 90s, they got away with a lot more in stand-up comedy, and even in TV sitcoms, they got away with a lot. But I know good and damn well back in 2013 and 2014, that skit would not have flown. And I'm just real curious as to why nobody checked them. There was no check and balance system to say, hey, this ain't right. What made them do this? You see what I'm saying? Like, what made them do this? It was such an uncomfortable thing to watch. And then as the scene goes on, as the skit goes on rather, you have Aries Spears, and he's sitting on the side of the tub as this little child he's taking a bath. And again, the R. Kelly Bump and Grind comes on, and he has his Peeping Eyes newspaper, and he's peering at the child as he is sitting on the ledge of the tub and watching his child take a bath. And then it's almost like his sickness just overtakes him, and he can't help himself, and he slides in the tub with this child, so-called child actor, right? And so then when I seen that part, y'all, I closed my eyes and I turned away from the phone. It was that uncomfortable. It was that uncomfortable. It was that cringy. And so the last scene of the skit is where it looks like the child has been basically fully groomed, because the child seems to be displaying like some type of Stockholm syndrome, because now the child has a newspaper and the R. Kelly Bump and Grind song comes on, and the child is staring through the newspaper at Aries, his pedo uncle, and Aries is sitting around in his undergarments, no shirt on whatsoever, and the child takes a water bottle and begins to pour it down Aries' body. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable just to watch. You know what I mean? How did those children feel doing that? You see what I'm saying? It was real. It was just something else, y'all. But anyways, let's go on with our article. So it says the video through a pedophile's eyes, okay, found its way onto the comedy video website Funny or Die and elsewhere on the web. The Funny or Die found this video absolutely disgusting and would never produce such content, a spokesperson for the company said in a statement shared with NPR. We were not involved in its conceptualization, the development, funding, or production of this video. It was uploaded to the site as user-generated content and was removed in 2018 immediately after becoming aware of its existence. So the video with the 7-year-old child was produced in 2014. So I'm questioning, when was that video uploaded to this site? Because please don't tell me it was produced and uploaded to the site in 2014 and stayed on Funny or Die's site for 4 years before they decided to take it down. Because, like, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, what? But anyways, let me keep reading. So it says, in a statement shared with NPR via email, Andrew Brettler, Haddish's attorney, discarded the plaintiff's claims against his client as bogus. Brettler said the plaintiff's mother has been trying to discredit Haddish with these accusations for several years. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Ms. Haddish would not be shaken down. Now she has her adult daughter representing herself in this lawsuit. The two of them will be together face the consequences of pursuing a frivolous action. Okay. I'm wondering if these children, their mother was on set, because if I was on set and I seen what I seen in that skit, ain't no way in high heaven or low hell I'd let my children perform, or even not seen it, but read the actual the rough draft or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call them skits, where they write them out and you're actually reading the script. They call them the script. You know, if I was reading that script, ain't no way in high heaven or low hell I'd have let my children be in something like that. But let me keep going. So it says Spears' lawyer, Deborah Opry, responded to NPR's request for comment with one line regarding her client's response to the allegations. He isn't going to fall for any shakedown. He fell when he did that skit, honey. No, if he wasn't going to fall for no shakedown, Aries should have been the first one to be like, nah, I'm not going through with this. Okay, now Aries has said a lot of disrespectful things lately. Like I said, again, with his comedy stand-up Blueprint, he said a lot of disrespectful things about black women with his recent statements about Lizzo. But Aries, even though he said very disrespectful things, he is smart. Aries Spears is not stupid. I'm just wondering, and I can tell he's not stupid because, again, y'all, having watched his stand-up comedies, having seen him on Mad TV, I know Aries Spears is very intelligent. You see what I'm saying? I'm just wondering, where was his neurons? Where was his brain cells the day that he decided to get in a skit like this? Now, no disrespect to Tiffany Haddish or anything like that, but I have never personally seen her as very funny. I just seen her as like very likable prior to all of this stuff coming out. You know what I mean? She just seemed like the friendly party type girl that you would kick it with or whatever. She was never really funny to me, and she always was kind of questionable to me, you know. But again, I don't really know Tiffany Haddish that well, and a lot of time, I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't really show a lot of interest throughout her career because she wasn't really funny to me. Okay. I do take interest in other, especially black female comedians. Monique has always been one of my favorites. But Tiffany Haddish just never quite did it for me, y'all. So I don't know a lot about Tiffany Haddish. But Aries Spears, I did watch him a lot growing up in the 90s. I watched a lot of his stand-ups, and I know he's very intelligent, even though he's very disrespectful and he says a lot of questionable things. And I'm just wondering, like, where was your brain cells that day that y'all was doing that skit? For real. You know, so it says, in an email sent to NPR from Jane Doe, the plaintiff noted that Haddish's attorney Brettler had built his career on representing celebrities involved in S-word abuse cases. We are not surprised that Mr. Brettler would attempt to divert attention away from the legitimate claims filed by my brother and me to shift the blame and attention on our mother, who is not a party in this lawsuit. Jane Doe said in addition to the lawsuit filed this week, she and her brother are calling for the LA Police Department to criminally charge the entertainers. Okay, because I was wondering that. You know, the beginning of the article, it doesn't state that. It states it only is a civil suit. And I was wondering, like, why didn't they file criminal? If this was so traumatizing what they went through, and I'm not saying it wasn't, I'm not caping for neither Aries or Tiffany, but I'm saying, if me personally, you know, I would go for criminal as well. And that's just me. So I'm glad that she says she is going for criminal charges. It is our hope that the LAPD will finally act and immediately arrest both Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. Okay, but for them to be arrested, y'all, it's gonna be a lot of fine print that they got to go through, because one, was there, like, I got questions now, was there any contracts giving them permission to take those children and do those skits with them? Because not only are they going to have to find those, they're going to have to question the mother, because you know, when you're underage, you really don't have a lot of rights over yourself. You know, your parents have a lot of rights over you when you're underage. But I wonder, I'm like, where was the mom as well? Like, what, you know, and again, I'm not trying to take focus off of Tiffany or Aries. That's not what I'm doing. But parents, we are our kids' best and first defense against sick predators out here in the community, and we have to be aware, you know what I'm saying, of the things that's going on around us or whatever. We can't just allow anything to go on with our children, especially, you know, when it's coming to celebrities, because I know a lot of times, I won't say all parents, I can't speak for all parents, but I know some parents do be trying to push their kids onto celebrities so that they can get paid. You know, it's a lot of child actors who come out and speak about that, who come out and speak about how they got to fight their parents for the money, their estates. They got to sue their parents for all the money that they stole from them. Like, look at Britney Spears and her father, not to bring her up. Look at all these child actors, how they grow up and, you know, they come out and they start to speak about all the traumatizing things that the parents manipulated them into, forced them into, just so the parents can live good off their kids' dime. So again, I'm not trying to divert responsibility for this skit away from Aries and Tiffany, but I'm just wondering, where was your mama's antennas as well, you know, when this was going down? Because that skit that I seen, it was very uncomfortable to watch, y'all. What do y'all think about this skit? Do y'all think that it's going to, this case, do y'all think that it's going to catch any traction? Do y'all think Tiffany and Aries Spears, do y'all think they're going to be arrested? Do y'all think the civil suit is successfully going to go through? Where do y'all see this going? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns about this channel, please remember my email is always in the description box below. And everybody, please remember what I always say at the end of these videos. Be safe, be alert, and be aware. This is Candace Yvette, and I'm signing off.
This American Airlines ground crew is prepping Flight 372 for a trip into the history books. It's the first time in the airline's 96 years everyone involved, from the ramp to the gate,
we are honored to have you on board,
in the cockpit, and in the cabin, are all black women. The flight celebrates the 100th anniversary of Bessie Coleman, the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license.